What's good, y'all? I'm Phil. This Isaiah.
Yo.
Mostly known as Film. We gonna come over for.
We're still trying to figure it out. Work in progress. What my name is.
Zay Show or something. Or
Zay Show.
Why not
Zay
just
Show.
Zay? Film and Zay.
Yeah, that is my name. So
that's pretty tough.
We'll talk about it. We'll work on it on camera.
But yeah, basically for this video, guys, we're gonna go over our 10 favorite or just best projects to us of the year 2024. And basically that means movies and TV shows.
Yes, sir.
We have honorable mentions and we also have a top 10 of what we like. Mm-hmm. But basically, what is your list like?
All right.
What's your list like?
Like, you want me to start with number 10 or you want me to how do I feel?
Describe your list, like overall?
I like my list. After running through like everything that came out this year and then looking at things I watched, definitely some disappointments, but like I think the highs are high. Like this is like one of the best years I think for like movies and shows. Like I've watched some of the best movies I think I've ever seen, and I've witnessed some of the best scenes of television I think I've ever seen this year. And that's why I'm excited to like get into it. Like,
I kind of want to say 2012 might have been the best one.
That's like I was like how old in 2012? I was like 6.
Never mind.
So like I don't. I'm probably.
I'm an oldie. I forgot.
But like. Yeah, I don't know. This year was awesome. So I'm just excited to talk about it because like even like my number 10 I love to death. Mm-hmm. So like it's just like everything's high here. Like I loved everything that's on here. It's going to be awesome.
Honestly, all of the projects that we have on here are going to be stuff that we really love or
yeah, for sure.
really liked. But you want to start with honorable mentions?
Yeah, let's do it. And I realized I didn't write my honorable mentions down, but I have it on my phone right here.
Okay.
So
let's get it.
You want to start with yours or you want me to start with?
You know what? I'll start with mine.
Let's do it.
All right. So the first one I want to mention, first honorable mention is Kaiju number 8.
Okay.
I thought that's probably going to be the first and only anime I mentioned on here for a sec. But it's not like I have anything against anime. It's just that I'm slowly getting into it, so I don't have like too big of a knowledge of it.
Yeah.
But Kaiju number 8 was really cool. I like the idea. I like that it was Godzilla mixed with Attack on Titan mixed with what's it called? Not One Piece. Another thing, maybe Dragon Ball, maybe. Mm-hmm. But I just thought it was really cool. I also had Mr. and Mrs. Smith from Amazon Prime Video on here.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I heard great things. Everyone was talking about that.
I just love the idea because everybody was saying I don't think it's going to be cool that because the first one was about this married couple who just happened to be like secret agents and they didn't even know it. Mm-hmm. This one is more of like they pair you with somebody to work with and the cover is that you are in a relationship.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a dating app for secret agents. And then you're part of this company that, I don't know, it was weird, but it worked. It was really cool. They're coming out with season 2, but it might not be the same people, but I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I have The Boys season 4.
Honorable mention, really?
Yeah, I just like
I thought that was going to be on your list. I'm not going to lie.
I was going to have it up there, but I like the other stuff above it.
Yeah, for
way
sure.
more. And then I have, finishing it off, Sonic 3. Towards the end, awesome, really cool. Snyder's The Blueprint. I'm just playing, but Sonic 3 was good. And then Winning Time season 2 from Max.
Winning Time season 2. What's that? Oh, that's the Lakers show? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm still mad they canceled it, but I still liked Winning Time. All right, what are your honorable mentions, bro?
Honorable mentions. First, I got to give a shout out to Agatha. Mm-hmm. Not incredible, nothing insane, not to make my top 10, but I want to shout it out because I think it was one of those shows I wasn't expecting to be any like good at all. Yeah. And it actually surprised me and was like, you know what? They have something here. Oh, okay. It's one of the first MCU projects for like a one-off character that I genuinely feel like they had a vision for. Yeah. Like they cared. There was an idea there and there's something they want to set up there.
Yeah, I think it was pretty cool. Like I don't know why there was so many people hating on it at first.
No, you know why there's so many people hating on it.
Never mind.
Yeah, there's a good.
Yeah, I just remembered. But,
not a good reason, but definitely a reason.
I think the reason why I didn't have it on my honorable mentions is because that last episode kind of killed it for me.
Yeah.
Like I kind of feel like they didn't even need it.
No, for sure not. And that's why it's weird because it's episode 9 as opposed to 8. It was definitely odd.
Wait, was it 9 or 10?
They did 9.
Okay.
That's why. Yeah, I think it was like an extra episode that they like.
I was like,
felt they
why
needed
not
to
just
add.
leave it on 8? That would have been the perfect ending for it.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because episode 8 was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really good. Next up, I've Dandadan on here. It's not in my top 10. Everyone talks about Dandadan like it's the best show on planet Earth. I think it's really good. For me, though, I think the season finale kind of killed it for me a little bit. Yeah. It was definitely nothing bad. Not like I don't have a serious problem with it. And the second season comes out in July, so it's not like I'm waiting super long. But I think it just didn't end satisfying. Like it wasn't a satisfying ending to a season. So I just think that like knocked it points for me where I'm like, oh, okay. Like there's the story hasn't gotten anywhere yet that's like, oh, I'm fully in. You know, it's kind of just like I really like the show. I love these characters. I like the setting. I'm just not like in on the main story. Yes, and I do love that too. Yeah, 100%. It's so good.
It so much because I'm like, is he like gonna make a move? Is he not? What are we doing? And then the powers too. Like
the power system is so sick. Oh my gosh,
has, bro,
it's
so
really
cool.
sick. Yeah, so I think it just like it's not anywhere yet where I think it should be like in my top 10, especially when I give my top 10.
Yeah.
But it's definitely up there, and I think the show could be like fantastic as it moves on. From what I understand, the manga's crazy, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see it continues. I have A Quiet Place Day One.
Oh,
have to shout out that movie. Massive surprise. Did not think it was going to be that good. I was excited for it because the concept of it just interested me. Like New York City, day one, them aliens are there. You know, like like that's just interesting. But I just like didn't think it was gonna be that crazy because I like the first movie. I don't love the first movie. I think that movie's a little bit overhyped. It's pretty good. It just didn't hit with me as hard. And I'm gonna say it. This might get me murdered. I think A Quiet Place Day One's better than the first Quiet Place movie. Like, and I think that like this movie, I was way more emotionally invested in the characters. I think they did a way better job of building up that relationship and making me care about these characters where I feel like the first one kind of just relied on the fact that it was a family. Like, I don't think it did much to like really make me care besides, oh, look, this is a dad, this is a mom, this is their kids, you know? And like a lot of movies and shows do that, and usually it works fine. Quiet Place, I think it worked. Like, it works fine for what it's doing, but I didn't think it did anything to like stick with me really hard. Like, spoilers for A Quiet Place, the first one, like when the dad dies, it didn't hit me as hard as I think some of the scenes near the end of this one did. Where I almost started crying. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. So definitely A Quiet Place Day One. Have to shout it out. Next up, pretty self-explanatory, Sonic 3. Just a movie. You had it on there too. It's just a fantastic movie. It is beat for beat just the second movie, really, but who cares? The action is sick. It's just, I love those characters. And I think the movies do something that the video games can never do for me, and it was making me like genuinely really care about Sonic and Friends. So I think that's a good one. Next up, I have, this one could have been in my top 10, but I just, like, it's definitely just a show that's not for me, but I have a lot of respect for, was Baby Reindeer. Came out early this year.
I never saw it. What's it about?
I forget what the guy's name is, but he's about this comedian who was getting stalked and like sexually assaulted by this lady.
Well, damn.
Yeah, it's based on a true story because he made it. Like, he made it and starred in it. I forgot what his name is, and now it's like I'm really upset that I'm forgetting his name. But it's really powerful. It's really good stuff. It's just a really difficult watch. Like, a really difficult watch. Like, it's not a show for anyone, really. It's definitely not a show for me, but like we binged it in a hotel room, and we were like, wow, this show is insanely good.
Oh, so you guys were watching on vacation?
Yeah, and it's heavy, but it's, I think, definitely a really important watch for people. I think it's something like, if you can't handle it, like, don't watch it, because it's really dark.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's really dark, but I think if you want to like really delve into why people get stuck in these situations, this guy does a really good job because he has experience.
Is it Johnny Dunn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really good. And then finally, massive pivot, the TED Show. Just a great time. I probably should have put Baby Reindeer last, but the TED Show was hilarious.
That was such a switch. That was such a switch. Hey, there's no problem with that. I find
that was bad. That was a message.
Now keep going.
Ted was awesome. It was hilarious. Nothing like insane. I think it like lives up to the movies though, and I never would have expected the show to be able to do that. And it does perfectly. Seth MacFarlane proves that he is one of the funniest men ever, I think. But let's go straight into our top 10. How do you want to do this? You want to go 10, 10, 9? Okay, but you want to do 10, 10, 9, 9? Like, yeah. Okay, so you want to give your first 10?
All right. Number 10. This surprises me because I got into this franchise in one day. And I went to go see the movie that same day. And I'm talking about Alien Romulus.
Oh.
Now,
that's an honorable mention. Never mind.
No spoilers. We can talk about it.
You're right. Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alien Romulus, to me, if you guys don't know, one of my friends was telling me over and over again for a solid year to get into Alien because Alien Romulus is coming out. And I was like, I'm not watching Alien. I don't feel like that's a good movie. Like, space, this and that. Literally, he invited me. He said he'll pay for my ticket, but I need to catch up. So in one day, I watched in chronological order what leads up to this movie. So I watched old movies to new movies, and when I watched the first one, Prometheus, I was like, dang, this is actually pretty cool. After Prometheus, I watched Alien Covenant. I was like, whoa, this is really cool. After Alien Covenant, I watched Alien, and I was like, damn, so what's going to happen after this? Because it was just leading up really, really, really well. And then so I go into the theater after I finish these 3 movies, and I go and watch Alien Romulus, and the vibe was so different than the rest of these movies. It was so much scarier. What I learned, don't trust the damn synthetic.
Yes, don't trust the damn synthetics.
Synthetics.
Don't trust them.
Except for Andy. I'm going to trust Andy.
No, he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
I like Andy, but the vibe was so good. That opening title sequence, I've never been so scared in my life, especially of a phone turning on. Mm-hmm. I loved Rain and Andy and their whole brother and sister complex. I love that it was a romantic relationship. It made me feel like I cared for both of them at the start, because like you could tell she was caring for him. Yeah. And I just really liked the way how like dangerous and scary it was. I love the cinematography. They made space look scary and beautiful.
Who's the director?
At the same time. I forgot his name.
He's a gamer. I know that.
Huh?
He's a gamer. I know that.
One sec.
A lot of respect for that man. Yeah, I mean Romulus just.
Just
you're hitting everything. It's
Alvarez.
It's close. I don't know how to say his first name, but yes, Alvarez. Yes. Yeah. That man is a talent, like 100% a talent. He has just an eye for things like that, and I think he did a great job of bringing the series back to its roots and like really making it that dark, scary, like impactful. Like every single. Spoilers for Alien Romulus real fast. I won't say names because I forgot everyone's name. But every single character death, which you probably could have guessed, like the cousin that gets like spat on by the little thing. Gosh. Yeah, annoying so death, scary. But like, oh my gosh, every single death. The scene when she turns off the gravity and there's all the aliens and they're like, psh, psh, oh my gosh.
Bro, I've never been so like
stressed out.
Yeah,
it is so good, dude. Like, I don't know. He just understood tension, and I haven't been like that stressed out in a movie in a fat minute. Like that was.
I thought you weren't gonna go see it when I was talking to you.
No, I'm scared of everything, bro. But I was really into it because I love sci-fi. I love that vibe, and I was like, you know what? Like, if I can handle like a video game like Dead Space, which is very similar to Alien. Gosh. Very similar. Like, I think I'll be fine watching the movie. Movie was terrifying, but I loved every second of it. It's so good.
I had one dislike, though. I did not like the damn cousins with the British accents, bro. I hated that.
That's right. I remember we talked about that. Yeah.
There's something in the water.
There's something in the water.
I was like, why are you saying water like that? There's
like, something in the water.
I was like, oh my gosh. Like in the theater, everybody was laughing because I was like, he's not British, and everybody just started dying. Like it was just annoying. He's like, there's something in the effing water. I'm like, why is he sounding like that? Just talk regular.
Whoa.
It's not working.
Whoa. What? Just talk regular?
Yeah.
Are you saying that's not his?
That's definitely not. He's not British. He's not British.
We have to fact check that. I actually don't know.
Check it right now, bro. No, I've never heard anybody who actually is from London say, there's something in the water. That is something that somebody practices who has an American accent or any other type of accent. I'm not trying to be like messing with you. I'm just being for real. Brody is not British.
All right, while you fact check it, let me move on to my number 10. The Bear season 3.
Oh, wow. That's a good pull.
It's pretty low.
That's a very good pull.
But like low, like, is not fair for this list because, again, I feel like I have a lot of great things. The Bear season 3, definitely not the best season of The Bear, but it's definitely going to be one of my favorite seasons of TV because of the way that show handles characters.
Bro, I was so locked into that season.
The way that show, like, gives deeper looks into not just, like, Carmi, but also, like, Tina and what's Ao's character's name? I'm blanking. But, like, I
can't think of it.
Her, like the way that show just understands its characters, understands, like, spoilers. We're gonna talk spoilers. So every time I say, like, it's probably you're gonna hear it a lot. I'll give timestamps to everything so you can skip where you don't want to hear. But the way it did one of my favorite episodes was Sugar's when she's giving birth. Oh my gosh, everything with her and her mom was so good. Like, it was a direction I didn't think the show was gonna go, and the way that, like, you understand why Sugar is the way she is because she's always like trying to check up on people, you really finally understood why she's married to who she's married to, why she acts the way she acts. Like, that show really makes you understand these characters. And it's so good. I can't really like get into it too much because it's just like, I love it. I love that show so much. I don't think that show is above just its yelling scenes. Mm-hmm. It's way above those iconic, like, get the F off my expo shift now. 1000%. It's way above that because this show just understands how to build a character and understands how to make real characters. And I think that's so important because in shows nowadays, I think too many shows lose that. They lose the plot. They lose the characters. They like either focus too big on a plot or they get caught up in like some other thing. Like, it's just, that show really gets it. Even when Carmi is like about to have his big, like, I'm going to talk to the guy that ruined my life. And when he gets to that moment, it's not yelling. It's not over exaggerated. It's not this big scene. It's literally, I don't know what to say to you except F you. And he's just like, I made you great. I made you everything you needed to be.
Bro,
and
that
like,
was a crazy confrontation.
But dude, you know what's so awesome is it's crazy, but it isn't over exaggerated. It's not dramatic at all. It's very real. And that's why I like the show so much because I think it's so real. And I respect that. It's good TV for me. It's really good TV for me.
Showing us like good, like, well, not good, but it's showing us like humanity.
Yes, that's a good word. Yes, humanity, 100%.
Showing us just a contemplation on life, to be honest, because some shows, because I remember somebody was all like, oh, like this is such a boring show. I'm like, well, maybe because you haven't, like, I don't know if it's that you want to see more action, this and that, but this is just life, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I've worked in the kitchen before. That is how literally stuff happens in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. Like, the yelling, the stress, the anxiety, everything. But it's not even just about the kitchen, because I think season 1 showed you how stuff happens in the kitchen. Season 2, season 3 shows you what happens outside of the kitchen.
Yeah.
It shows the life that they have, shows the good, shows the bad. I think it's just real.
Yeah,
I think it's a real show.
Something The Bear does so good is its biggest moments are always its smallest conversations. Mm-hmm. I think that's something that show does insanely well, is like your big moments, like I said earlier, aren't the insane dramatic, like, sometimes they are, but like the insane dramatic, like yelling and you suck, you're the worst, whatever. But like really some of the best moments of that show are when characters are just having a conversation.
He's from England. He's from England.
So you want him to talk normally, Phil? That's his voice, bro. That's his voice.
Spike Fern. I apologize.
I've been looking at his computer this whole time, him like trying really hard to. He looks at me, he's just like.
He's from England.
But yeah,
he's from England.
Bear season 3, awesome. Everyone watch The Bear.
I apologize.
It's one of the best shows on TV. Phil, what's your number 9?
At number 9, I have Batman Caped Crusader season 1 on Amazon Prime Video.
I know. I didn't get to it. I need to watch it. I need to go back.
Bro, at first, when I heard that Amazon was making a Batman show, I was like, why? But then I heard that it's because it got canceled somewhere. Because I think they're working on
bidding war, baby. There's a bidding war. Remember they were like trying. Yeah, they were trying to get that show. Yeah.
And so I thought this was gonna be like super old type of Batman, and it was old, but it honestly felt like it was getting a little modern with it too. But the reason why I loved the type of story it told overall, and the origins that it was giving on certain characters. I love the hint at all the Robins in the orphanage. Oh wait,
spoiling it for me, but it's okay. It's fine. I don't care. Honestly, it's been a while. I can't even complain. So.
I love the way it separated. Like, it showed a difference between Bruce Wayne and Batman. Mm-hmm. And I also loved how they were telling certain villains' stories. I'm not going to give any more spoilers. Sorry about that, but I think they did a really good job of giving us something new and something different with Gotham, because I feel like we get the same type of story, the same type of origin. That's another reason why I appreciate why James Gunn said they're not going to do the Batman origin they usually do.
We don't need it.
Yeah, we've seen it a billion times, but I like how this was just a new iteration, and also it was like a mix of something old, because it just, the vibe was good. Like, it seemed like it was going to be a regular type of Gotham, but right when the lights go out, you know it's scary time. You know you shouldn't be on the street. You know it shouldn't be this. But also at the same time, this was a part of my dislikes. I felt like it should have been a little darker. I felt like it should have gone close to, because it felt like it was PG, and I felt like the premise of it could reach, like, because it was a mystery, it felt like a classic Batman. like the Batman type vibe, but I felt like it could have gone close to that PG-13 rated R type of range, like to make it more like impactful. Because I'm not going to talk about it. There's just a scene in the last episode that I think you're going to be like, holy crap, what is going to happen? Like, what is this?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
It.
And then you're like, nah. But I felt like it could have gone to that range.
Yeah, I'll 100% go back. My number 9, Solo Leveling. Not a lot to talk about here because I think this show's just getting started, but it's cooking. Like, it's cooking really well. It's going. Season 2, the day we're filming this, it's what day is it today? Saturday. It's Saturday. Yeah. So season 2 just came out. Haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it, but not much to say on the show because I think it hasn't gotten anywhere crazy yet besides that ending. Like, they're really setting up big things. I'm really excited to see where Gino goes. Like, that show is pure action. Bro, and that's all I need. It's pure RPG video game action, and that's what I need, bro. You don't understand that joy I get when he destroys a dungeon and he's just like, all right, time to put all my stats into strength. Bro. As a massive Dark Souls fan, all right, you're going to learn. I'm a big gamer. We're not going to talk about video games too much, but Solo Leveling I feel like is a great time for me to talk about video games. I'm a massive Dark Souls guy. Leveling system, very similar. So that, like, I get the same satisfaction he gets when he buffs his strength up like crazy, and now he's able to go into these dungeons and, like, squish a giant, like, scorpion centipede thing with his arms, and I'm just like, tough. Oh my gosh.
That was actually tough.
Yeah, that show is pure hype. Nothing crazy, nothing, like, super impactful yet, but it's pure hype, and I love it so much, and I'm really excited to see it continue 100%. Yeah,
bro,
that's all I got on it.
The story's so tough right now, and the idea behind it. I just love how Brody can literally just level up on his own. Like, everybody else, when they get that class, that's them. They can't change it all. They did say apparently they have had cases about rebirths before.
Yeah, rebirths, but not the same as him.
Yeah. So that's one thing that's really cool about it to me. But I just love the whole thing where they give us that commentary like he's just so weak, can't do anything, got to stay in the back. And then now he's the dude who's leading everything. He's the dude who's handling literal quests and stuff on his own. It's just like, damn. And
I've been watching dub. All praise goes to Alex Lee. All praise goes to Alex Lee. He voices Gino, the main character. He voices him, and that man rips. That man has a voice unlike any other. Like, on the same level as, like, what's the guy that voices Eren in the dub for Attack on Titan? I forgot his name. But he voices that's Yuri. But
I forgot his name. I know who you're talking about.
But, like, on that level of voice actor, that man is... Alex Lee is so talented. Alex, you're not watching this, but I'm going to get you on this pod one day, and you're going to be in here.
Yes, sir.
Maybe somewhere different, but I'm going to get you on this pod, and I want to have a conversation with that man because he is so talented, and I can't wait to see where his career goes because he's been voice acting for a while, but he's kind of, like, just hitting, like he's, like, in everything now. He was in Dandadan. He's in Solo Leveling. He's in, they remade a game recently, Persona 3. He's the main character in that. Like, he's everywhere now. So I'm really, like, I'll watch anything he's in. Okay. He's really capable. He's really capable voice actor. I love him.
No, I think there needs to be more, like, what's it called? What's the word? Just more recognition for voice actors.
100%. Yeah, they need to get paid more. Pay them more.
They make the characters, bro.
Yeah.
They make the characters.
I don't know if it's still going on. There was a voice acting strike right now because of the AI use.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stand with voice actors. AI stupid. I hate it.
Oh, it is.
We don't need it. So we've been doing just fine without it. We don't need it. We've been doing just fine without it. So let's try to not make voice actors obsolete because realistically they never will. And your projects are just going to be bad for it. So you can go be dumb, use AI, and make no money while these other people that trust art and love art are going to make bank because there's passion.
Yes, sir.
You know? Yeah. Phil, like number 8. Let's hear it.
Number 8. Speaking of good voice acting, Arcane Season 2. I had to put Arcane
Didn't get to it, so I'm just going to listen to you. Yeah, just don't spoil it for me because this one I don't want to spoil.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'll keep it, like, based on editing and stuff. But basically, bro, you love editing, right? Like,
yes.
Certain, like, how people change
I like
and seam out of certain scenes, like, in the smooth way. They went nuts on this one. The animation was beautiful, but the way they synced scenes together for certain things and the way they just brought them together and even just went out of certain scenes, it was awesome, bro. Like, I was mind blown away. I want to get this, like, out of the way. The one thing I didn't like was how there was some, I think they focused so much on the animation, they didn't put like, because the one thing that season 1 did super well was give us such good characters. Like,
Yeah.
And then the stories were so good.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, I think it was more about the animation that they forgot about giving us like the same type of compelling story as season 1, which doesn't mean it wasn't like bad. Like, I just don't think it was better than season 1, but it was still really good. But the music was amazing. The characters that they did put the spotlight on did a very good job. But it was a really good ending for what we got. I'm sad that it's going away. But there are more projects that they're making that are part of this universe. But I really loved how it ended. Yeah. I think it hit. I think even the start of it, episode 1, they really went for the heart. They really went for showing us grief and loss and how people deal with it. And I just thought that was really good. Yeah. Especially that first song with Freya Riding, I think her name is, or Redding. It was just beautiful, bro. Mm-hmm. But Arcane season 2 and season 1, so good.
If you like the music in Arcane, another excuse to talk about video games for a second. They performed like 3 of the songs at the Game Awards. It's one of the best music performances I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've never seen that damn show. But I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to watch the show just for this music because this is insane. When
you told me about that and when I finally heard the audio for that scene, I think it was 21 Pilots.
Yes.
I forgot the name of the song. But either way, when he screamed, because he doesn't scream in the original
It's called Cross the Line, right?
The Line.
The Line, yes.
Right when he screamed at that one part when he gets up and goes to the front, he didn't scream in the original audio. When he screamed, I was like, damn, I felt that.
When me and my friends were watching that, a lot of my friends have seen Arcane. So, but like, when we were watching it live, like, he screamed, and we were like, oh my gosh, bro, like, what the heck?
That made the song so much better. Like, that scene, when that song comes up, you're gonna be like, damn. Like, that was one of the animation, like, little things that I was talking about. You're gonna be like, wow, this is, like, hitting right now. And it's already gonna hit you when you get to that part. But right when you get to the scene where you hear that song, you're gonna be like, oh. Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what the rest is on your list because I feel like that's pretty low. But all right, next up, number 8 for me, Transformers 1, baby. Let's talk about Transformers 1. Okay. The single greatest movie on planet Earth, according to Twitter.
Oh, no.
It's okay. Transformers 1 is awesome. I love it. I'm not a massive Transformers fan, so I can't speak to the lore.
Yeah.
I definitely can't. Like, I don't care. I don't care. But I love what that movie does individually, like by itself. Not like how it represents all the characters based on the comics. Not how it like tells the origin story of Optimus and Megatron. I like what it does for that origin story. I don't know how similar it is to the original. Yeah. I don't think it's that similar. I think it's pretty different. I think it's pretty different, but I love it so much. That relationship with Optimus and Megatron is something I think Michael Bay never even came close to touching on. It's kind of insane to me how people regard like the original Transformers movies at like some of the best like interpretations, or like at least the first one, like the best interpretation of Transformers. But I think it's because of like there wasn't as much, like there wasn't that many, like we had the animated stuff besides like the comics, like we had the animated stuff, and then it was the Michael Bay movies. Like the Michael Bay movies like are the mainstream, everyone needs to watch it.
I feel like it was just the right place at the right time.
Yes, it was and it like hit mainstream, and I'm so sorry that hit mainstream because oh my gosh, Optimus Prime gets done so dirty in those movies. Optimus Prime is way cooler in Transformers 1 than he ever was in any of the originals.
That is true. That is true.
You watched Rise of Beasts, right?
Yes.
Optimus Prime basically does nothing in that movie.
Oh yeah, I hated Rise of the Beasts.
I
hated it.
And then I think Transformers, the first Transformers movie is probably the only one that like I'm like, oh yeah, like I really like that movie. The other ones, I haven't seen 4, 5, and 6, so I can't speak to them. But from what I understand, yeah, I think I'm good. Like I think I'll live.
Wait, 4, 5, and 6.
So last
talking
night.
About Age of Extinction.
Yes.
The Last Night.
Yes.
And
is there only 5?
I think 6. There was. Oh, you're Bumblebee?
No, I'm not talking about Bumblebee. But hold on.
Maybe I'm tripping. All right, so there was Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers.
People are screaming at us right now.
Transformers, Age of Extinction.
Yes.
Transformers.
That Age of Extinction was the third one. Yeah, it is.
What am I tripping on?
Dark of the Moon, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, Last Night. Okay, right, 5.
Okay.
Oh, and Rise of Beasts, so technically 6. Yes, I'm right. But yeah. So I can't speak to those besides Rise of Beasts, but like I just think they do Optimus Prime and Megatron so dirty in those movies. I think a lot of it is spectacle, a lot of it is action.
Yeah.
Which like that's why most people watch Transformers movies. That's why they're so mainstream.
Yeah.
But like this movie proved that you can have incredible action while also having really strong characters.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not focusing on humans. Oh my gosh, who cares?
So perfect.
I spit everywhere. I'm so curious if that caught on camera. Oh my gosh, who cares, dude? Okay. Rise of Beasts, I'm gonna talk about it because it's fresh in my memory. I did not give a crap about Anthony Ramos' character and his stupid little brother. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
Annoying,
did not care at all. Like,
I love Anthony Ramos though.
I don't know much about him. I don't like him in that movie.
Hamilton.
He's very just whatever. I think this movie just got the assignment. It understood the assignment. It understood how to develop a character, and it did it perfectly. Megatron's development from the beginning of the movie to the end felt so seamless, felt so right. There is like a weird twist. Like it's like, oh, whoa, that's like a massive jump.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's the only fault I'll give it is like that like jump, like I want to kill him is like the only like, I'm like, whoa, let's calm down, bro. Like you just found out what happened. But also like, I think it made sense a lot with his character.
Yeah.
Like throughout that movie, he is obsessed with what the dude's name is, Megatron before him, but like,
Sentinel?
Sentinel Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, like obsessed with him. So when he's like, "Oh wait, this guy killed like my idol. Yeah, screw him. I'm gonna kill him."
Oh no,
that's
that
what I'm
was,
talking about. Because it's
not Decepticon or Deceptive.
well, no, he's obsessed with it because Megatron before him.
Sentinel, because remember Sentinel was the one who killed.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. He liked him a lot.
About that guy.
Yeah, he liked him a lot. Remember the whole time, the whole movie, he's like, "Yeah, that guy. He speaks for us minors. He loves us." You know, but I just think like that movie got the assignment, and I have a lot of respect for it. And I think that movie was a really special moment for me. Let's get personal for a second. I took my little brother to watch that movie. Movie ends. He looks at me. He's like, Isaiah, I think that's the best movie I've ever seen. And I'm like, you know what? I'm happy I could share this moment with you because I loved it too. And it's number 8 on my list. I don't think I added much to the conversation because I think people praise that movie fairly. Like they praise it as much as it should be. It should have made billions of dollars if we're being honest. I wish this was like the mainstream Transformers because I want more in this universe. I want a second Transformers movie like this. I want a third. I want a universe like this because I think this universe has legs. More legs than I think the live action stupid G.I. Joe cinematic universe ever will.
Yeah, I think the difference between those two is, it's Michael Bay. He's more about the action scenes, catching the best thing, not too much on the story, compared to like Transformers 1 where, I mean, they had good action scenes, but this was definitely more story driven. So one thing I think is, without a doubt, animation. If it wasn't animated, we know it would have killed it in the box office. But people have a vendetta against animated movies. Like, for example, it's an accomplishment to get 300 or 400 million for an animated movie. Heck, Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse and the Cross Spider-Verse, I think right now I've only made now I think it's $1 billion. Or
total together, yeah,
million,
I think so.
Total together, but the first one made like 400 or 500 million, and then this one, Across Spider-Verse, made 600.
Yeah.
But, that's big for an animated movie. But, Transformers 1, that doesn't mean it wasn't a bad movie. It just means that people see it's animated and they're like, I don't want to go see it.
Yeah, and I think the trailers don't do it justice. Which, good thing maybe. Like, I think maybe like good they didn't show a lot, but also like a lot of the comes off as really kiddish. Like it's really like not that funny, not that like, oh, this just looks like a generic kids movie. Like, because we keep getting all these like animated cartoon stuff at Transformers, and it just doesn't. It looks like that, so why would I want to go watch that when those suck? Yeah. But this is different. It's watch Transformers 1 is what I'm trying to say, because I think everyone should watch this movie. I think it's a movie that most people will enjoy. Oh, yeah. Like, I think it's like, even if you don't love it or are obsessed with it, I think you'll definitely like it. Like, it's really good. It's really good. I'm gonna kill it. It's so funny. Sorry, that scene when the dude is just watching him, like, staring, and Megatron's just ranting out of his mind about how he wants to murder this guy, and then he like just the guy gives him the cores, and he's like, yeah, this is a good idea, this is a great idea, maybe this guy should have a core. It's dumb, but go to your number 7. I'm not gonna lie though, before I do think that they should leave it as it is. Really? I don't think they should make another movie, because technically it is tied. I mean, Michael Bay is a part of it, and we already saw what kind of happened forward, and I feel like it'll mess it up if they do anything. Like, I think the Bumblebee mistake, I don't want it to do a Bumblebee mistake. Because remember at the end of Bumblebee, Optimus Prime was apparently already on Earth? Yeah, but like, I think they're going to try to branch away from it. I don't think they're trying to do the Michael Bay thing. I don't think it's a Bayverse thing. I think that... So stay on that planet.
I just think that for to make one on that planet. Okay.
You just
if
keep
make
them there.
Yeah, if you make another war there, like another thing happening on Cybertron, then I'm fully with it.
Keep them there.
But don't. People were trying to say like bring it to Earth. I'm like, no, do not bring it to Earth.
Yeah, don't bring it to Earth. I don't want that.
Don't touch Earth.
Like I don't think you need that. Like keep it on Cybertron. Is so
Keep it on
cool.
Cybertron.
Why have we never seen Cybertron before in live action? Or have we? Have we?
Bumblebee.
Oh, okay. Then
We
I haven't
saw
seen
the
Bumblebee.
and that
I'm
was
fake.
the coolest. Like I want to say 5
Oh,
minutes.
you're right. I've seen the scene
opening
before.
scene.
Yes, that's right.
It was the coolest scene, and then they were just like, "Now let's go to Earth," and then the movie turned into crap for me.
Yeah.
I didn't like Bumblebee that much because of that, but I liked the opening scene with Cybertron. I thought that was awesome.
Just stay on Cybertron.
Optimus Prime was killing everybody.
Optimus Prime was actually dope in a Transformers movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But my number 7, what a shocker, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7, Deadpool and Wolverine. I just really love this movie. I'm a huge fan of Wolverine, so seeing Hugh Jackman back on the screen, but also in a comic accurate Wolverine suit.
Yeah.
Just oh man, you don't know how much I was geeking out like when I first saw him in the suit. But then the scene where he puts the damn like
yes, dude.
Bro,
oh my
whole
gosh.
theater,
Yes.
my whole theater we were freaking out because I didn't think he was gonna put it on. But right when I saw him go, me and my friend, I was like, bro, he's putting it on, and bro, it actually looked good.
It's so
it
good.
Actually
so
looked
good.
So,
It's yeah.
You know, seeing that, oh man, bro, like it was like a fever dream for me. It was like a fever dream. I obviously it fit my expectations because I didn't think it was gonna go like too crazy on. I thought the story still was really good, but I was expecting good cameos, and I thought we got some good cameos. We saw the Cavalrine, aka Henry Cavill.
Cavalrine, baby.
As
the Cavalrine.
That's what they call him. So I was hey, that's pretty cool. We saw Channing Tatum's Gambit, which we've been hearing rumors about for the longest time. And
Big deal for me. Big deal for me. That was big.
I didn't know he was gonna be in the movie, and I get a lot of the discussing films, whatever, like movies stuff. So seeing that, I was freaking out. I'm a huge fan of Blade, so seeing Blade, Wesley Snipes Blade in it, awesome. Elektra, loved it. X-23, gotta love it from Logan, one of your favorite movies, bruh. And then Johnny Storm, I love that, and I'm still shook that people thought that was Captain America.
Yeah, come on, dude.
I was like,
how dumb are you guys? I'm gonna be so for real. When he said "flame on," everyone went, "Oh!" Like, what do you mean? That's insane.
They didn't grow up on the Fox.
They don't know. They don't know.
The early MCU Fox universe.
Yeah.
But I also love the fight scenes. I thought they were as gruesome as they should be. Like I thought it was right. And then I thought Deadpool was awesome. I think that the Wolverine Deadpool dynamic that they gave us and the fact that we may see that again, I loved it.
Yeah.
I think this is a good revival, bro.
100%.
I think we needed it too.
I agree.
But yeah.
Number 7 for me. Wild Robot.
Ooh, it made the list.
Yeah, it made the list. It had to make the list. It had to make the list. Okay, for perspective, right? I got off work at like, I think 10 o'clock when we watched this movie. And the movie we did this beforehand was Joker. Yeah. I got off 10 o'clock, watched Joker, and I wanted to literally cry myself. I was going to say it's went crazy. So I filled in the word cry. I wanted to cry because it was so bad.
Continue.
Wild Robot, we did the same thing for, and I was like, man, I really hope I don't fall asleep during this movie because I really want to sit here and enjoy it. I wasn't even close to falling asleep. I was glued the whole damn time.
Oh yeah.
That movie is beautiful, from its voice acting to its art to its story to its every single thing. I think just hits like a different level. I think the best way, I walked out of the movie and I was like, it's really like a modern day WALL-E. I think different, like it's not WALL-E, but like I think just a movie about a robot falling in love with, in this case, a bird who she then like as a mom.
Yeah.
Was just so important to me as someone who loves WALL-E to death. I was like, wow, this is a movie I want to show to my kids. This is a classic. This is one of those like this movie I hope grows up with people. I hope like 5-year-olds watching this now are like gonna grow up to be 20 and they're like, do you remember Wild Robot? How insanely good that movie was. And can we talk about Pedro Pascal in that movie?
He did.
Little Fox.
He did a really good job.
When he I forgot what the scene was exactly, but when he's like talking to the robot and he's like, oh, like, you have to leave me, like when he's like, it's really obvious he's never had any friends his entire life, and like he finally got comfortable with someone. He like delivered a line, and I wish I remembered it. I wish I like looked it up to find it, but he like said something and I literally was like Oh my
You felt
gosh.
that.
Yeah, I felt it. He's
it.
a really good voice actor. I knew he was a good actor. He's a really good voice actor.
He's good in any project he does, man.
Yeah, man. And that movie's just beautiful. I love this art a lot. I think that's definitely something like people talk like a lot about, as it should be. That movie's really beautiful. And dude, DreamWorks is doing something different. Disney, can you hop on this
DreamWorks is
train,
going
please?
crazy right now, bro.
Please hop. Like Inside Out 2 is good, but like, oh my gosh, can you?
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Like, they just kill it, dude.
What came after that?
They're so good at doing what I felt like Disney used to be good at doing, and was telling really deep stories in kids movies. I feel like Disney doesn't do that anymore. Besides Inside Out 2,
exactly.
Like they don't do that anymore. Like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Like I don't want to talk about too much. Just like that about being like loving your life now and living in the moment is so good, while making it like so awesome. Bro. This movie about motherhood and raising a pigeon, just to like in concept, it's such a simple movie. It's just teaching her how to fly, but like you see that growth, you see how much she cares. Mm-hmm. It's so good. And Disney just doesn't do that anymore, and I wish they did, because they really don't. I miss going to watch a Disney movie, excited to watch it, and I can't remember the last time I was excited to go watch a Disney movie.
Oh man, bro! Like,
tell me your number 6.
You already know how I feel about that movie, man.
Yeah.
I want to say more, but I have something I want to say for it later.
Yeah. That's how I feel about Deadpool and Wolverine. So
1000%.
Go to number 6.
Number 6. I'm actually sad I had to put it at number 6, but I like the projects a little bit more above it. Wicked Part 1.
Oh yeah, okay, that was one I should have put on my honorable mentions. Didn't put it there, but yeah, Wicked. Let's go.
You have it on your list?
No, it's not on my list.
No problem. I just really loved Wicked Part 1. I thought the acting and the singing was very good, very incredible. Mm-hmm. I thought the sets, oh man, like going from watching the play, like with family, friends, and everybody, like I said in the video that just came out yesterday as we're recording, going from the Broadway stage, seeing this one stage, to just seeing all of this
world,
a world of Oz, like seeing this, and then seeing Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. I believe.
I wish I had her name. It's a longer name. It's like one that never sticks with me, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Just they brought it to life, and I already thought this story was good. Like even watching it as a play.
Yeah,
I was
Cynthia
like,
Erivo.
Erivo. My bad. I'm so sorry. I just thought like this story was already touching when I first saw it, like on the Broadway stage, but it really hit me when I was watching it in the theaters. I felt like there was way more emotion going into it. I felt like there was definitely something they were trying to show people. Like they were trying to make it hit you and not make it just more about like what color she is, but who she is.
Yeah, 100%.
And I just love that, especially man, the scenes with her as a little girl and her receiving hate there, and then that leading up to the first flight scene of her. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Can we talk about that first flight scene, bro?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. That movie's really good. I was
already loving the movie, and I didn't even think that was gonna be in it. I thought she was just gonna fly away and it was gonna be boom. But that scene with Defying Gravity, bro,
it hits. Before I watched the movie, everyone was hyping me up Defying Gravity. I've never seen Wicked, like the play. Oh, never seen it. So they were like, "You're not ready for Defying Gravity." I was not ready for Defying Gravity because
I wasn't ready for it, and I saw the damn play.
I want one scene that I think is so important, and I think it's one of the best scenes in that movie is the dance.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Oh my gosh. Like it's just perfect. Yeah. I don't know. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I don't know. I think it's a really important scene for both those characters.
Oh, 1000%. Because the way Glinda was like commentating what she was doing, like I thought that was perfect. Because at first, like anybody else is watching it, you're like, what the heck is she doing? I mean, we know because she's like basically just showing, I don't care. I'll do some stuff silly because you guys already think I'm weird for no matter what. Mm-hmm. Like literally the first scene, she shows up to that school. She's not doing a thing. She's there with her little sister trying to make sure she's good. And then everybody's looking at her because she's green. And she's just smiling. And they're like, ugh. Like,
yeah, I like that she's not a mope the whole movie. Like, she's like, oh, I'm such a loser because of how I look. Like, she's like...
Yeah. She's
capable.
Yeah. She's able to do stuff. So then seeing that scene when she's on the dance floor. And then she's just doing all this weird stuff because she's kind of fed up. She's like, you guys are going to judge me for anything. And then Glinda goes out there with her. And does the same thing like with her, and everybody else starts joining because they see all the popular girls doing it. So then maybe it isn't that bad. I'm like, bro, that is such a touching scene. Yeah. But Defying Gravity, that final scene, I can't get over that, bro. That flying scene and the way she was singing, and also the fact that she learned, like she changed the way she, like I think it was more of endurance and stuff to like be able to move and sing the way she does. Mm-hmm. And you could tell it wasn't like fake. You could even hear it in her voice that she was actually singing. Yeah, she's like giving her all in that. Oh, yeah, 100%. You can like hear it
right here, you know? Like, a lot of singing is right here, but, like, I can only imagine how much that hurt after, dude.
I could just tell they put so much, like, good... They just put their heart into it, and I appreciate that. And I'm not a huge musical guy, so this being on my list is huge. But, yeah, that's my 6.
We're back. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties, just double-checking things. We don't have a producer, so I'm kind of running around. And I'm trying to make sure everything's fine.
Yeah.
Let me go to my number 6.
Yes, sir.
Ready? The Penguin. Weirdly low.
Okay.
But it's just everything else above it. Like, I had to really ponder this. For context, I wasn't watching Penguin Weekly. And I got some of the major things spoiled to me. But I wanted to watch it still so badly. So last night, I had 3 episodes left. I binged it. I was up till 2 a.m. We had to film today. I had to be up 9:30, get ready for this. I was up late. And it was so worth it. Because, oh my gosh. Hold on. Excuse me. Let me yap. The Penguin is insanely good. Do you have it later on your list? You don't tell me what number it is. Okay, yeah. Okay. Spoilers for The Penguin. I want to talk everything The Penguin right now. One of the best episodes of that show is Sophia Falcone's origin story.
Episode 4.
Oh my gosh.
Episode 4.
Whole episode, I am glued to the screen. I am like this. Like, oh my gosh. It's so good, man.
That was my favorite episode of the whole show, bro.
And you know what's so funny is I never thought about her being innocent. The whole show. Didn't think about that, actually. I don't know why I didn't think about it. I probably should have. That probably made a lot of sense. But, like, I just didn't think about it. Yeah. So, like, I knew there was something messed up happened to her there. And when you see how messed up Arkham is, like, Asylum, oh, yeah, it's messed up.
That
Dude,
place is terrible.
It was Arkham Asylum they were at, right? Or she's somewhere different. Because she was in a prison, but I don't know if it was...
No, that was Arkham.
Okay, yeah. Oh, man, I want to gas up that just Gotham really quick. It's one of the best interpretations of Gotham I think we've ever had
like
I'm in love. Just Batman media in general. I think this universe, I think the Batman movies like have a chance to be better than anything Christopher Nolan is doing.
Yes.
I mean that wholeheartedly.
Yes.
I think these movies will better represent what Batman is compared to I think Christopher Nolan's things. Because Christopher Nolan, great. I don't want to like undersell him. I love Dark Knight. I love Batman Begins. I love Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, I love him. But I just don't think he ever like had the Batman sauce. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like I think Gotham always looked too much like New York. World. Yeah, it was really realistic. And I think that was just what he wanted. That was the story he wanted to tell. Yeah. Very more realistic. Matt Reeves is going for he's going for Gotham.
Yes.
And I feel that in every scene, every slum he goes to, every high-end part of Gotham, like it all feels so like beautifully crafted. He cooked. Anyway, everyone that worked on this project really cooked. Mm-hmm. But now the Penguin, like him, like Oswald Cobb. Oh my gosh. Colin Farrell, right?
Colin stinking Farrell, man.
Yeah, he is great. And I think he's going to become one of the best villains. I'm just glazing right now. He's going to become one of the best comic book villains I think we've ever seen in movies and TV. It's insane to me, you know, hey, Sony, take some notes here. You know, when you make a villain project actually about the villain being a villain, it's pretty great, actually. You know, it's
always have to make us like him.
It's actually pretty great. And you know what's so weird is I kind of liked him. Even at the end.
Oh, even
you know, everyone's saying I need Batman to beat up him. I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone is posting the scene from sneaking the Arkham game.
Yeah.
They're like me when I catch the Penguin, and it's just him.
They came in the yeah,
like, dang, bro, what happened?
Look, spoilers for Penguin. When he kills Vic.
Spoiler. Oh, my bad.
I said it's okay.
Okay.
When he kills Vic, it was hard and it sucked. Man. But I'm not gonna lie. The whole time I'm like, hey Victor, you messed up, man. You shouldn't have said that. That's on you, bro. Like, okay, come on. Like you asked for it.
I'm over here sad and stuff. When you mentioned, you're like, hey, that's all you been.
I'm sitting there like. I'm not even kidding. The way I went through all the stages of grief, he like started choking it out, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, oh, and then he's like, oh, stop. And I'm like, and then I start smiling, and I'm like, oh yeah, wait, hold on. This is awesome. Dude, okay, so I knew he was going to die. I got that spoiled to me.
So insane.
I didn't know how it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. I thought maybe he was just going to shoot him. Oh. No, dude. Choking someone out is personal.
Oh, it is.
That is personal. That is personally, you are actively physically murdering someone.
Oh man.
And it is so good. And the way he just gets up and throws, funniest scene ever in that entire show is when he goes to his wallet and he takes out the like $10 he has and pockets it, and then he like pulls an idea and throws it in the water. I'm like, dude, you do not need all that.
I think it was just like, well, I don't know, bro. I think it was just to show like that he is a villain.
Oh yeah, he's a bad guy.
But
he sucks.
That's what I love, bro. Like it showed us. It didn't give us the happy ending that made him like us and make him go like, because it leaves us that space to when the Batman Part 2 comes out, we remember what he did and why he's a
bad dude. He's a villain.
But like now, if it were different, where it's like, oh, he keeps him alive and he's doing all this good stuff for Gotham, then when we're watching the Batman Part 2, we're over here like, but you know, I like him. It wouldn't give us that hate like with Thanos.
Yeah, 100%.
Like we see him as a true villain. That's a good thing. I mean, I still like him. I still thought he was an awesome villain, but I hate him for killing my boy Vic. I'm gonna be for real.
I'm scared of Penguin.
Like, oh yeah,
yeah, like 100%. Like Penguin as a villain, like always just kind of gave me the vibe as like, oh, he's a mob boss. Mm-hmm. I'm scared of him. That man is a genius.
Yep.
Like he's so smart. And I think that show depicts it so well. Like from the first episode, the way he's manipulating everyone, and then something goes wrong, and you know it's exactly how he planned it, or if maybe not exactly, but it's still going his way.
Yeah.
But one of the most powerful scenes in that entire show is when he's with his mom and she's tied up. This scene hit me. Like this is where I kind of like, he's an awful dude because he killed his brothers.
Oh yeah.
But like I felt bad for him. I don't know why. It was just like when he is being and his mom's like, I hate you, I've always hated you, or even in the flashback she's like, how do I get I'm living with the devil, what do I do?
Oh yeah.
My gosh, so powerful, so good. That's HBO television. That's not a Max original, it's HBO television.
Oh, it
dude.
is.
And it was good. But the scene at the end when he's dancing with the girl and he's in his mom's dress, I was like, is that his mom? No, it's not. Why is she wearing that dress? Ew. And I went, ew, wait, ew, no. That was disgusting.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't rock with this guy. You know, he killed Vic. I was on your side, and now you're like, ooh, never mind.
Just
You got
insane, bro.
He's
but
psycho.
Also, that to me just seemed like that was some way of him like wanting his mom's love or something. It's
no,
weird.
that's what it is. That's, yeah, it's like a really gross, like,
yeah.
Say you're proud of me.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What do you? Ugh.
He has problems, bro, but that's what we needed. It's not like you know, with the whole Kraven the Hunter, with the whole Venom stuff, like we like these dudes too much but forget they're villains.
100%, I agree.
Like because we don't see that insanity and we see them, they're like, oh, we want to be us, but this captured it perfectly on how to like and dislike, maybe even more dislike a villain.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was perfect.
It's like similar to Thanos. Like we like him because he's so sick, but we
Yeah.
hate him because like this guy
What
sucks.
he did. Man snapped his fingers.
One more thing real fast before we moved on.
No, you good.
You remember the scene at the end of the show also when his mom's, because she's like a vegetable now, and she's like sitting and she's looking at the city. He's like, look, Ma, I gave it to you. Like, this is all we ever wanted.
Yeah.
And there's a tear that drops on
come
her.
out.
So I'm watching that and I'm like, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
One, she asked him, hey, what if I'm like this, just kill me. I don't want to be like this. And he's not. He's keeping her basically a prisoner.
Yeah.
He's keeping her a prisoner in the place she was always promised, which is really interesting. Like she's a prisoner there now, and it's insane. And it's just that tear had so much like different meanings because it could have been like, wow, we're finally here, and also it could have been very much like, no, oh my gosh, my son is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
It has. I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like it has both. Like it's definitely a little bit of both. Like, wow, look at the city. Like my son actually gave me everything I wanted.
1000%.
But like, no, my son is the worst human being on planet Earth, and I hate him.
Man,
But it's
that all of the scenes in that show hit. Like episode 1 to episode 8 or 10. I forgot how many episodes. Oh, 8. But that last scene, I was like, it's just crazy that he literally got everything he wanted. He's now a capable villain he's not just, because in the Batman he was just like the right hand man to
he
Falcone.
sucked. He was he's a loser.
He was just, but now he's this villain that can actually be a threat to Batman because he has not just one but literally all the gangs in Gotham with him. And now, like, I don't know, bro, like that setup for the Batman Part 2.
Oh, when the light comes on.
But it's just like, you see how the crime is moving now. I'm still a little mad. Where the hell were you, Batman, when the whole thing was getting blown up? Robert, Earth to Robert. But I just love how it showed us how dangerous even the street level villains can be. Like, I'm so hyped for the Batman Part 2, bro.
I am too.
And
It's
I already thought the first one was good. I thought it was really good. And the fact that people are comparing it to The Dark Knight and all that, I'm like, ooh, this is only movie 1.
yeah.
The fact that y'all comparing it now, just wait until the part 2 comes out.
It's crazy that like we were at the point where we were like, I would never say this about any cinematic universe, where I'm so like tired of seeing projects in like these worlds or whatever. Like they just like they never feel worth it. I need more projects in this Gotham.
Oh yeah.
I wish they were doing that Gotham PD show, but if
Bro,
they canceled
I'm
it,
so
if they
sad.
canceled it, that's how I know they were like, we don't have something here. So that's why I'm confident that they know what they're doing. But
I think Gotham PD would have been good, but at the same time too, we don't really have like because also the cop, the one cop that everybody keeps creating Twitter accounts for. I forgot his name, Officer Menendez or something. I forgot his name. The one with the mustache and the Batman.
Oh,
remember the cop?
Is it like the captain, like the main dude?
Well, him. But then also remember the scene where he goes back to Riddler's house and there's that cop guarding it, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And then he tells him about the Tucker.
I don't think I remember that. No.
The Tucker, the carpet. He pulls it up and he sees that the grand plan of the
Oh,
Riddler.
yeah. Okay.
Everybody loves that cop, so I would love to watch GCPD if it's for him, and then they incorporate Barbara Gordon. They incorporate like that could be a way to incorporate things. So I'm sad because of that, but honestly, there also is not enough with that. Like we still don't have like Commissioner Gordon. Yes, I love him, but I think we need more characters in order to get a GCPD.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be a later project. But I'm excited for what's going on with the Batman. I'm excited for that world. I'm excited for Gotham, and I think they're doing a good job with it.
Matt Reeves, keep doing what you're doing. And we're back. Sorry, a few more technical difficulties. We're having problems here over at Film HQ, but we're getting it. We're good. Phil, let's hear your number 5.
All right, number 5. We're in the top 5 zone.
Top 5 zones.
These my favorite. These my favorites of the year. Number 5. This actually came to surprise to me because I didn't think this movie or this show was gonna do that good. As the first, this is season 2 of Squid Games.
Wow. That's really high.
I really loved the way this show went. I started it on Friday, yesterday, and I finished it all in one sitting. Maybe because I was doing a little editing, but this show was making me stop editing in a bit and just watch like what the heck was going on. Now, I'm not gonna say too much because I know you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. You can spoil it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So season 1 of Squid Games, basically, you're seeing this main dude. He's in debt. He's in trouble. He has problems with gambling, and he hears there's a way to get out of his debt. And in order to do that, you call this number, and they take you to this place, and you're playing kids games that these people grew up on. And the way his mood was in season 1, he was this guy who didn't really know what was going on. He was all happy. He's like, oh, I get to clear my debt. Like, this is going to be easy. And he finds out these games can kill people. And he's like, oh, shoot. Like, this is crazy. Little do you know, later on, he wins it. And he gains, I believe, the total money in American dollars is $31 million. But it's 45.6 billion won. Which, yeah. But basically, once he wins it, at the end of the show, he wants to come back and stop it. And so you're seeing this guy who was all pumped up, like all happy, this and that. You're thinking once he wins the money, it's over. No, his whole personality changes. And at the start of season 1, when they're getting everybody in, they have to take a picture of get their ID and stuff like that. Yeah. So then in season 2, like, because in the first one, he's all smiling. He's all like, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm going to get my debt down, this and that. But then that's season 1. Season 2, he goes in, he's taking a picture. He looks serious as hell, bro, because he knows what this is. But I think the reason why I love this more is because through the games, he's helping people try to survive. And there's more people that survive because they listen to him. But then, like, there's this dynamic they introduced, and it was there was an overshadowing of it at the start of season 2 that I loved. So one of the guys who recruits people to play in Squid Games, he goes around challenging people like in these little mini games.
Yeah.
And so this one thing he did was an experiment. He bought 100 loaves of bread, and then he brought 100 lottery tickets. And he went up to people who were homeless on the street, and he would offer them, you can either have a piece of bread for food, or you can take a lottery ticket and maybe get a chance at big money. Most of those people chose the lottery ticket. And then sometimes they would try to get greedy and grab the bread, but he's like, no, you got to choose one or the other. So then after he finishes everything, and when people keep choosing the lottery tickets and they lose, he goes over, and you're thinking for a second, oh, he's going to be generous. He dumps the bread out, and he's thinking people start running up trying to grab it, but then he's like, no, you chose the tickets. Because they were like, well, why would you let that food go to waste? And he stomps on it. He's like doing this, doing that. He's like, you all wasted it because you all wanted the ticket. So then in season 2, the thing I loved was everyone, when they played that first game, red light, green light, they come back, and before they did that, they had a contract. And in the contract, it said you can vote to leave.
Yeah.
So then when the first game ended, they're all about to vote to leave because they're all like, no, I want to leave. And then homeboy mentions like, we can vote to leave. So playing that game, he's thinking, oh, everybody's going to want to leave because they just saw that they could die in this. But then when they're deciding, there's so many people that still want to stay because they saw how much money they got from that one game. And then there's people going like, are you crazy? We could die. And they're like, but what if we don't die? And it's like, you remember that scene with him giving the bread and the lottery tickets to people. And it's like, bro, you could have had an obvious nourishment right there, but you chose to risk it for a stinking lottery ticket. So it's like, bro, I just loved how through that whole show, they're showing you humans. They're showing you basically like a real life thing on how they decide on like, yeah, like I can have my life, but there's money, there's riches. What if I can win that? Mm-hmm. And it's just crazy to me because you're just watching it over and over again. The voting process happen every single time they play a game. And they're just like, yeah, but we're almost there and I can pay my debt. But what if you die?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just crazy to see that through this season. That's what I love the most because every single time there's people changing. They're like, ooh, like people who voted no voted yes to staying. People who voted yes voted no to staying. And it's like crazy, bro.
Yeah. That is honestly, you kind of sold me. Like now I'm a little more interested.
I just really love that part, bro. I don't want to spoil the games, bro, because the games were really good.
They make different games? It's different games?
Oh, well, yeah, like, because I think they try to keep you guessing. But yeah, there's different games for this season, and they were crazy, bro. I was like, what? But that thing, the voting process, was the thing that just took me out. Because I'm like, why the heck would you want to stay to play this game?
Mm-hmm. When you could leave and live and be fine. Yeah.
There's another thing I want to say, but since I sold you, I don't want to say it because it was a crazy thing, bro, that happened. But it just showed some realism. And I'm going to talk to you about it another time. I just don't want to spoil it for you if you do really watch it. But, oh, man, bro, I love season 2 of Squid Games.
Yeah. You sold me. I'm not going to lie. I'm a lot more interested. I feel like I haven't heard a lot of people like, people talk about how good it is, but like, that's it. It's like, oh, it's really good.
I think it's
and like nothing like to add on to it. Yeah. So I never really, Squid Games as a concept never really completely interested me. Like it's a cool concept, but like I was just like, not for me. Like it isn't like, I don't watch a lot of TV. I mean, I feel like maybe that's not true, but I'm very selective with some of the TV that I watch, or I'm not just going to watch whatever. I need to really want to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I think that the difference I make with it is season 1, I didn't know what the heck was going on and the extent of how it could go. And then season 2, I knew it was going on, but then they introduced they introduced a cheat code in a way. They told you what was happening. They told you what the end result is, and then there's still people deciding if they want that or not. And I love that because it just shows that, like in real life, people would actually do that.
Yeah,
I feel like people would really choose, like even if you could die, I feel like people would still be like, oh, I still want to try to win that money.
Yeah, that's true.
But all right.
My number 5. My number 5. Mm-hmm. Last anime on my list. My Hero Academia Season 7.
Whoa!
My Hero Academia Season 7. Is it on your list? Is it on your list?
It wasn't on my list.
Okay.
It wasn't, but I still loved it.
My Hero Academia Season 7 is just one of my favorite seasons of TV in a fat minute. And I have things above it, like a couple more TV shows above it. I think my number 1 for sure, spoilers of the show, it's a TV show. Like, yeah, I think Rival. I won't say it. I won't say what it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. But I'll just let you know it's a TV show. I think Rivals it. My Hero Season 7 is firing on all cylinders. That's because it's ending. It's coming to the final arc. We're getting into it in the fall. So I think the show is really like finally pushing on all of the slow development that it was building up for the past. Show came out in 2016, like 7 years, right? Like these characters are like finally hitting their peaks of their arc. These characters are changing. These characters, every character, not just like even like the random classmates. A lot of them are having like really strong character arcs right now. Like a lot of them are finishing. A lot of them are like just like Shoji's is a highlight for me. Very specific episode where he's with all of like the other like animal looking people. I forgot what they call them in the show. Animorphs.
I forgot about that too.
Like, regardless, those people, that episode in particular, I think is one of my favorite episodes I think ever in that show. Because maybe not so much the action's insane, but like take one character who has been kind of a mystery that they haven't really touched on the whole show.
Oh yeah.
Give him one episode and make it an impactful episode. One of the most impactful episodes of that show. That episode I think is so good, and I wasn't expecting it to be that good. Another thing, talking about leaving a legacy, setting a statement for what the beginning of the show, episodes 1 and 2 with Star and Stripes. That fight, oh my gosh! Talk about having an impact. Like, it's proof that you don't need to be there for a long time to have an impact on something. She was there for 2 episodes, 3 because she was there at the end of season 6, but 2 full episodes, and her impact was felt. It was felt so hard. They gave her an overpowered quirk, and they knew that they couldn't keep this around. So how do we make sure that she goes away, but leaves, but like did something important, so it wasn't just like filler? And I think they did it perfectly. And then we're going to go spoilers. I'm going to talk about spoilers, okay? Because I need to go
I've seen
in.
the whole thing.
Let's talk about Bakugo. Let's talk about Bakugo. Oh my gosh. What a character. The whole time beginning of the show is just a douchebag. And he's still a douchebag. He doesn't really change.
I still love him.
Yeah, no, exactly. He doesn't change in the sense that like his personality completely shifts. He's like a chiller guy. He's still a douchebag, but he cares. He's one that understands what he's doing is important. He understands like, you know what? I hate, like, Deku, I hated you. No, now I just like I want to help you.
Yeah.
And his sacrifice is that episode is good. I wasn't expecting it at all. I really wasn't. The shot of him like laying there all bloodied and like pale was really hard to watch, especially sticking with these characters for 7 seasons. Like that was like a rough thing to see him. Like they're 16, 17. That's a really rough thing to see a 16, 17-year-old just like.
I remember that, and I'm thinking like this dude 30, bro.
Yeah,
like, this
dude
is just beginning his life.
Yeah, and
this
like
is sad.
he was promised to be one of the best.
Yeah.
And like now he's gone. We know he's not gone because at the end
he already became the best, man.
Yeah, in that moment he really was. And then like Deku seeing that and going pure rage and just like, I meant like all time like best, like in class for sure, but like Deku going full rage and it being like, no, the battle's not done. You need to calm down and you need to focus and you need to lock the heck in. You know what he does? He locks in so hard, dude. That was crazy, man. So hard. Oh my gosh. And then my favorite character, besides All Might, my favorite character in the show is Endeavor. Yeah. He has grown into someone past few seasons, even the most uninteresting arcs, like season 5, season 4, and the most boring parts of those seasons. Every time they deal with Todoroki's family, I feel like it's like they're going somewhere with this. Like it's gonna be big, and you see it like conclude in season 7. At least from what I can tell, it's done. Like they did what they need to do, and like Endeavor's the best. He cooked. He solidified that. That scene with him apologizing to his family is something that will stick with me for the rest of my life, I think. Because it hit, dude. It hit really, really hard. I love that guy. I love Endeavor. I'm really curious to see where the show's going to go. Season 8 comes out in the fall. They're doing a spinoff show in April. I really hope the ending's good. Yeah. And I feel like the show is set up for success. From what I understand, the ending's good. I've heard the epilogue sucks, but they did a new chapter recently that was really good. So just a little thing. Oh, my bad. Sorry, yeah. I think that like this show is very much set up to be great because it's not over. We very much ended still in the middle of something. Yeah. And like I'm excited to see where that goes. And I'm really curious to see where it goes. And I hope it sticks to landing because season 7 is one of my favorite seasons of anime I think I've ever seen. I think it's like up there. Gosh, I'm gonna make people so angry. I'm gonna like. I don't care. It's up there with like Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. Yeah. It's up there with Attack on Titan season 3. It's up there with can't even think of anything. Oh, Full Metal Alchemist. Oh, Full Metal Alchemist split into arcs. Like the final arc of Full Metal Alchemist, it's up there. Like, gosh, dude, just a great season of TV that I loved watching every second of it.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, when I heard that there was hate for My Hero Academia, I was kind of weirded out because this was the show that got me back in anime. Because at first, the only thing I saw was Naruto. Yeah. I wasn't a huge anime guy. I thought it was weird. I thought it was very just all about the women, schoolgirl stuff, this and that. But when I started watching My Hero Academia again, I was like, wow, this is a story that I feel like now I understand Superman fans when they talk about what is real hope. because I feel like this show gives hope. This show gives encouragement. This show gives something that people need. So then when I'm watching it through, I feel like every episode, I'm feeling like every character is giving hope more and more and more, and showing you more of like a togetherness, friendship, family, love. Like I feel like it's just showing you a real good story on what it means to be a hero. Because one thing that I think was the coolest thing that messed me up at the start was heroes trying to get paid.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? What are you talking about? Like, there's certain classes with how they get paid, and then even the students were talking about, oh yeah, I want to make more money so that my family can live in a big house, this and that. I was like, what the heck? Like, what is the story on this though? And then they had the different arcs of people talking about what really is a hero, the hero killer. I love that arc because it talked about, it just showed you what being a true hero meant. And then All Might represents that perfectly at the start. The way they talk about All Might is perfect. So then seeing Deku learn all this and become that hero,
growth,
like it's just beautiful growth. So then hearing people talk about how this show sucks, I'm like, how does this suck? Like, to me, because it's like, it's not, I understand there is fan service sometimes, but the way they talk about heroes in this show is so good. The way they talk about how to be a good person in this show is so good. So, I mean, honestly, I love that you put it on here.
Yeah, it hit, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just hope that people, if you are trying to get in the anime, if you are trying to get into a good story, I think this is good to watch, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, show's not perfect. It's definitely not. No show is. No show is. And I think that the hate has become so forced. Yeah. I think it has. Because people say Deku's annoying. Maybe early season he kind of is. But he grows into someone that I think is just so empowering. It's so important to see him like this, where me and my little brother were watching and I looked at him and was like, dude, how did we get here? Like, from the beginning of the show, from the beginning of the show, he's a crying loser nerd or whatever. To see him now fully understand his powers, understanding who he is, understanding the people he has to protect, understanding who his family is, like, it's awesome. It's not like, it's not just like, oh, I'm a superhero, which I feel like so many people make it seem like it's generic and it's whatever. No, it's not. Like, this show has something to say about friendship and love and family and hope that I think more people need to see. Exactly. Yeah. Let's move on to your number 4.
It's hard to top that, man. I don't know. I hate when people talk bad about My Hero Academia and I feel like they don't fully understand it. But yeah, number 4, I have Doom Part 2.
It's my number 4 too. Let's go. Whoa, it's my number 4 too. Yeah, that's insane. It's my number 4 as well. I saw you scroll up on it and I got so excited. I was like, let's go,
bro. All right, let me just
go in first.
Quick.
Yeah, and I'll go
in.
And then
we can go back and
forth.
Yeah.
Talk.
Doom Part 2. When I saw Part 1, I thought the world looked insane. I wasn't fully sold on it, but I thought it looked insane. When I saw Doom Part 2. Woo! I've never been at the edge of my seat so much in my life, bro.
Yes.
I didn't know what the heck. I've never read the books, never saw the old movies. This is my first time getting the Doom world, but first, the opening scene. I've never been so locked in from an opening scene. Oh, yeah. Them burning the bodies and then going to the planet and those beautiful, the cinematography.
Crazy.
But this story, man, it reminded me so much of Attack on Titan. It reminded me so much of that, like the Eren Yeager thing and the whole that
power complex.
The power he gains, and then I saw so much of Eren Yeager in him, and then the linear time thing he was talking about. I was like, this is already going insane. But even the fights, the music, the environment, Austin Butler. What
Austin
else?
Butler highlight. Austin Butler is such a highlight in that movie. He is insanely talented.
Bro, and I love that, like, when people were saying, like, him getting the part for American Psycho was stupid, I was like, bro,
no, dude. Have you seen Dune Part 2? Yeah.
Do you see him as a crazy, like, lunatic killer? Like, I don't know. This movie was just incredible, bro. And I'm trying to think of what else. Just, I can't get over the cinematography. I can't get over the story. I can't get over the fights. I can't get over, like, the worm, when he finally rides the worm.
Oh, yeah. That scene is awesome. I thought that
scene was going to be stupid.
Listen al-Gaib.
Somebody was all like, bro, if Glazing was a movie, it was Doom Part 2. But this movie was just so good, bro. It blew me out the water. And dude, I felt like from the start of it to the finish, it was so good.
Uh-huh.
And I know some people were telling me like it could maybe not win Best Picture because it didn't go too much into the character growth as much as Dune 1. But I feel like it can.
Dune Part 2 clears Dune 1.
I 1,000%
clears.
I feel like this can win Best Picture.
I wish it's not, but
I think it will. What do you think is gonna win Best Picture over it?
I think Anora's up there. I think that's a movie a lot of people talk about. I didn't watch it yet. I think a lot of people talk about that movie like it's insane. Yeah. There's one other movie that I feel like was like that. Dune Part 2 I just don't think gets a lot of recognition because it came out in February. Yeah. And because I don't think it's what movie buffs like the what do you call them? The Academy really like looks at in terms of like art.
That is
true.
technically.
Unfortunately, like weirdly enough, I don't know why. Can we talk about Timothée Chalamet? I feel like we're not. We're talking about Austin Butler.
Shoot, my bad.
I think Timothée Chalamet the first. I've seen him in a few things. I watched him in Wonka. Mm-hmm. I watched him in Interstellar. He's barely in Interstellar, but he's in it. Mm-hmm. I can't think of anything else I've seen him in. But I think Dune Part 1. But like Dune Part 2, him in Dune Part 2, I think was the first time I was like, oh, Timothée Chalamet is a mainstay. This is an actor. This is a guy who's not just like, oh, now we're seeing him in everything. No, this dude is insane. Mm-hmm. Like, he should get a Best Actor nod.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he already did.
Oh, he did? But what about at the Oscars? Or we don't know yet.
I know the Golden Globes, he got a nomination.
Yeah.
I think I heard something about if you get a Golden Globe nomination, that pretty much is automatic that you're getting the nomination in the Oscars.
He deserves it. The speech
good.
He gives with all the people when he's in the room, and he's just so good. Silence! Bruh. It's like feeling that in a theater, bro, is unlike anything.
He made me go silent. And I was already silent, bro. I felt like, no, not like that.
Bro, that's glazing,
not
bro.
Like that.
He made me go.
It was that powerful of a scene.
No, it was. Like, I was
already silent, and the next thing you know, when he said silent,
and
I
you
was
just like,
let me shut up
like,
real quick. Let me just
like lean back in your chair, just like, nah.
Like I'm just sitting there, I'm like, hey, I'm like smiling. Next thing you know, I hear silence. I'm like,
whoa.
Let me shut up real quick. I was already shut up, but I'll shut up more. I got you.
Just power, dude. Like, he has it, bro. He has it. That silence sticks with me for the rest of my life. Final fight scene 2.
My bad, I can talk.
You can talk. You can talk. Hey, we're not silent no more. Austin Butler versus Timothée Chalamet, knife fight. Crazy. There's the shot of them. It's like with the light in the background, and he's holding... And like the knife, he's like this, and he like looks, and there's a shot of like the side for both of them.
You talking about when he said like, "Let my knife chip and shatter"?
Yeah. And then it cuts to both of them like about to start fighting.
Oh yeah,
and it's like the light.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I started hitting my friend. I was like, and he was like, "Bro, stop!" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it was so good." I don't know like how much like we can glaze this movie. Like I don't know like what to add on this. It was just,
charging in, bro. That scene where homeboy was sitting on the ground and he was like ready with his troops in the back. I was like, bro.
Start to finish, this movie was just incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And like, there's not much I can add. You know, it's just like add on to the conversation for it. It was great.
Can we also talk about Hans Zimmer's soundtrack?
Oh my gosh.
The last song in that movie, Kiss the Ring. Oh man, bro.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I always forget about music. You're right. The music in that movie hit. It was... stupid. It was stupid good. It had no business. And it's not. It can't get nominated, right? It can't get an Oscar win.
Yeah, I'm so mad about that. It can't.
Because that movie should win
original soundtrack or something.
Because I forgot why. I forgot what the reason was.
It was, but it said it can't win for. I'll look it up.
Screw those dudes though, because like screw you Academy. You're just mad because the movie would have won.
Low key,
that's all I'm saying. It would have won. I don't want to be that guy, but it would have won. But Phil, let's move on to your number 3.
We in the top 3. I had The Penguin season 1 in my top 3.
Let's hear it. I mean, we talked about it, but like, yeah. Anything more you want to add on to it, or just?
I mean, I think what we said. I loved episode 4. Episode 4 really. I was already loving this show, but that episode was a 10 out of 10. Like I had a whole bunch of 9 out of 10s, but then 10 out of 10 was Sophia's episode. Man, like I've never felt so bad for a character.
Sorry to cut you off.
No,
I wasn't completely sold the first couple episodes. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, the show's good. Like it's quality. Like it's quality television, but I wasn't like in, you know? I wasn't like, oh, this show's going to be the best. Mm-hmm. That episode sold it for me. I was like, oh yeah, this show is incredible.
No, right when he shot Falcone's son, I was like,
I love that scene so much.
How is it going to work out? But
yeah.
Oh, the introduction of Sophia. Mm-hmm. The way that shot worked. when the door opened and she just walks in, you're seeing this little background of a character, and I'm just like, bro, why is this scaring the crap out of me?
Bro.
Why is this scaring the crap out of me?
Yeah.
And then right when they mention her name and the camera just goes to her, and she has the most serious look I've ever seen on a person's face ever. And then you're wondering why, and you find out, and you're like, Sophia, go crazy.
Yeah.
Do your thing. No, and then that scene where she finally gets her respect, and then she kills Tony, like on the table, and then throws the money on the table. I was like low key at first, I was like, why would you touch that money? Clean it. No. Don't take it. Clean it. I would have been the one person in that room like, yo, can we get some sanitary money? I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't.
I would have been like, I don't want to touch Tony's blood. I didn't like him. I didn't like working with him. I like working with you though, but like her scenes, bro.
So when she killed everyone in the house.
Oh my gosh.
But
I felt so bad for the little girl at first too. Because I was like, Sophia, you ruined her life. Mm-hmm. She's in an orphanage now.
But the scene when she's in the orphanage and he tells her like, those people were the worst. Don't feel bad. You're going to get adopted and you're going to make a new life for yourself. Mm-hmm. Those people don't deserve to be alive. That was crazy. That was like, oh my gosh.
I low-key kind of want to agree with her, but at the same time, orphanage, especially an orphanage in Gotham, sucks.
I don't think she's in a better place.
Yeah, I don't think that Gotham anywhere is going to, especially right now in the state they are after the flood, I don't think anywhere is going to be good.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, why don't you just take her in? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really love the Penguin season 1. Like you, I loved Vic. I'm sad he's dead, but I also loved Colin Farrell as a Penguin. I think he killed it. I could barely even recognize him, and that's awesome. But yeah, that's all I had to say.
I wanted one thing we forgot to mention.
Yeah.
This is a personal graph of mine of the show. The psychiatrist dude.
Don't talk about him. We don't talk about that dude
so much.
What's his name again? Stinking Julian Rush.
Oh my gosh, that guy was a freaking geek.
He weirded me the heck out, bro.
Not that there's anything wrong. Dude, we're nerds here. Oh my gosh, that guy was so weird. So weird, bro. Like, the scene when he's naked, oh my gosh. I was like, bro, you're a loser. I'm sorry. And I know people
saying he's a loser. I'm just saying.
No, he's a loser. He's a loser. I'm sorry.
People are gonna, bro needs his license revoked.
People are gonna, no, he like genuinely frustrated me. Mm. He's a loser. Like, when he's like, all right, Sophia, what are we gonna do? What are you doing here, bro? He's like, all right, Sophia, how can I help? The guy wasn't a good actor. I don't want to hate. I don't know who he was. I don't know what his acting name is. I didn't like him.
I know him. I've seen him in other projects, and I actually do not like him. As I've seen. He was in the new movie that just came out, called Carry On.
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah,
my bad. He played one of the not hitmen. He played one of the robbers or something, or setup guys in it. But whenever he's in a movie, he was also in Luke Cage. He played the right-hand man to the villain.
Yeah, of course. That's like his only role is he has to play a right-hand man. That's all he is.
I think he does a good job of playing a role of the person helping and also a dangerous person. I just do not like his voice. I don't like
That's
his
what
voice.
I think it is. I think it's just me hating. I hate his voice.
Yeah, I don't like his voice.
No offense to you. Probably a great guy. But I hate your voice.
Keep getting your money.
But I hate your voice.
You're getting projects that are really good. I really do not like the sound of his voice. I think I don't know him outside of the world. He's probably a very good person. Maybe. When I see him in movies or TV shows, I tend to turn it off.
Sophia, what are we going to do next? Sophia, how can I help? Sophia, I want what's best for you. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, shut up,
bro,
dude.
You need to back up real quick.
Dude, that guy was spending his entire life to try to get in her pants, and I didn't appreciate that.
Low key,
come on,
I
bro.
just need him to lose
get
his
a
license,
life.
Dr. Julian Rush in the show, because you should not be a doctor in Arkham Asylum helping those people who are already effed up in Gotham and then doing this.
Yeah, it's freaking nasty.
Yeah.
All right. My number 3.
What's your number 3?
You said it earlier. Deadpool and Wolverine is top 3 for me.
Okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine is top 3 for me. Let me go in for a minute. Logan, we talked about, is one of my favorite movies ever. I love, so seeing Hugh Jackman just in general again is a lot to me. It's really important to me. Seeing him in the comic accurate suit means the world to me. Seeing him in his comic accurate height meant so much to me. That meant the world to me.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that was so funny. This movie just understood humor. It understood the fights. The scene with them two fighting in the car is one of the best fight scenes in all of the MCU, and I said it. It's better. It's better than the intro fight scene in the beginning of the movie, I think, because it's so funny. It's so funny. When the camera pans down, it's like the car shaking. It looks like they're having sex. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I am so immature, but that's the funniest thing ever. Oh my gosh. But like, just that entire scene, when Wolverine runs at the car and trucks it, I was like, dude.
Let's talk about that. They actually have Wolverine looking like his full strength self, like using strength in a real way.
When he crawls, when they fight the first time and he starts crawling, I'm like,
crawled,
yes, dude. I'm like, this is
in the theater screamed. They were like, whoa.
They get it. He's Wolverine. Like he's actually Wolverine. It's so perfect.
That was nuts, man.
This movie also understood. I saw an IGN review that made me mad after watching the movie because IGN said that this movie
sucks. Let's be
their movie department is awful. They had a thing where they were like, this movie didn't.
They do suck.
This movie didn't understand when it was it couldn't balance its funny and its like more heartfelt stuff. It always felt out of place. I couldn't disagree with that more. Every time these characters were funny, and then it would jump to them being serious and like Deadpool talking about how much he loves his like family.
Yeah,
I felt every single time.
Exactly.
Because the two Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2, they do a great job in the background of showing how much he actually like he's with Colossus. He's with what's the girl's name? Vanessa?
Negasonic.
No, not Negasonic Teenage Boyfriend. Yes, but her and Yukiko and
you talking about Domino?
No, Vanessa. Vanessa. Yeah.
Bad.
Like it's really, especially in the first movie with Vanessa, like it shows that he does care about them.
Yeah.
So like when he's talking about how I'm about to lose every single person I've ever cared about.
Oh, that I felt
it hit, bro. And you're telling me it doesn't hit? Like you're really telling me like that didn't say anything? That doesn't you can't just make in modern like in movies and stuff, you can't just make Deadpool a troll. I don't think you can because I just don't think it's like, oh sure, yeah, Deadpool's funny, but he'll never be like top tier, you know? I think this movie did a great job of making him top tier.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is also one of the best castings, I think, for a superhero ever. He's up. Yeah, it's not even a question. I think people knew that beforehand, but
that was amazing.
Yeah, I think
the way he does Deadpool is incredible. Like I didn't really care at first too much about Deadpool because I thought he was a cool character. I saw him in different projects and I was like, okay, this is a funny guy, but he's kind of pissing me off. But then when Ryan Reynolds did it, and the sound, I can now recognize his sound with Deadpool whenever I see Deadpool anywhere. Yeah. Like even the animated thing, whatever. I can now, it's almost like Tony Stark with me.
Yeah.
It's almost like
it's interchangeable. I can't unhear it. It's just
that's what I mean. He solidified Deadpool to me, and I like Deadpool more now that he's done it. And I mean, I like Ryan Reynolds. I love him. He's a very good actor, really funny dude. But there's just something about him playing Deadpool that's just elite. Yeah, I agree. In this movie, I think does it. Like this is Ryan Reynolds at full force. I think it's so good, and the humor's so good too. Oh, it's incredible. It's so good. Also, we didn't talk about the villain. I don't know why I'm blanking on her name, but Professor X's sister. Yeah. Every scene where she like the finger stuff.
Oh my gosh, it was
so uncomfortable.
Oh, it was so gross. It was so gross, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Again, it's so good. This movie, I'm so glad Disney made it rated R. Thank God you made it rated R. Finally, you did something right.
Yeah, if they didn't make it rated R, bro, I actually would have been upset.
Yeah, 100%. And like you gave him free range to just make jokes, make stupid jokes. When Deadpool is like, I'm going to Disneyland, and he freaking like headbutts like, so funny. My theater like erupted with that. Yeah. It was the funniest thing ever.
The one thing I loved was when he said that Disney said the one thing he couldn't do was make cocaine jokes.
Oh yeah. They still made a joke.
Jokes, but he didn't say cocaine because they were like, "Where's that angel dust?" And he's like, "Shh, we can't say anything about the C word." And then they started like a whole 30 seconds of just naming all the nicknames of it, and I thought that was funny. And then I don't know, just all the jokes, even the Wolverine jokes. Till you're 90.
Yeah, till you're 90. Yeah, till you're 90.
That was so funny, bro.
Yeah, it's so good. I think one last thing. One of the best, I think one of the most important things this show does is, or movie, sorry, excuse me. The most important thing this movie does is it's like the first MCU movie in a fat minute that has actual connections to a wider plot.
Oh, yeah.
Without being like, here's set up for the next Marvel movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, cool. Like, finally the TVA's in a movie. Holy crap, why did it take so long? like that was a great way of finally incorporating the multiverse.
Oh, yeah.
Discussing what they're doing, destroying all the multiverses, whatever, and making it still about Deadpool and Wolverine doing their thing.
I think it.
We don't get that anymore.
Yeah, I think it healed the multiverse saga. I think it definitely saved it so that now people can want something.
Yeah, 100%.
One thing that somebody did tell me that I think was a really good critique was that for the people who haven't seen the Fox superhero movies, like Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and what was the other thing called? The X-Men original movies, it did seem like if they were to watch this, it was kind of like, what the heck? Because some people haven't seen those, but at the same time, I do think this was still a cool thing to show to the like true Marvel fans.
Yeah, I think
Marvel movie fans.
I agree with that to a certain extent. I just think like there's more value to be found from it than just a cameo fest. I think too many people feel like it's just a cameo fest, and it's like, oh yeah, this movie's only funny because they make jokes and they show off Blade and Gambit and stuff. And sure, maybe it's a little, maybe we like it more because of that because it's fun for us. But also, I think again, this show has heart.
Oh, yeah.
This show has the funny. This show has the action. I keep saying show. This movie has, we talk about a lot of shows on this one. This movie has the action. This movie has the heart. This movie has the funny. And I don't think MCU projects lately have had it anywhere close to that.
Oh, yeah.
Nowhere near this. Like, I think No Way Home's better than this movie, but I don't argue with people when people say Deadpool and Wolverine's better. Oh, yeah. And it's one of the best MCU projects we've had in a fat minute.
Yeah.
Let's move on to number 2, Phil.
I kind of wanted to put it
Oh.
side by side than No Way Home. Oh, no, my bad.
Oh, do it. Keep going, please. Or you want? Yeah, No Way
I was
Home.
just saying
Oh, I thought you had like an entire thing.
No.
My fault.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
wanted to say I wanted
Okay.
to put it like next to each other. Mm-hmm. All right, number 2.
Number 2, baby.
I had X-Men 97.
Okay.
Season 1.
Yeah.
I just really loved it. I'm a huge fan of the X-Men, if you guys don't know. After we just went on a rant about Wolverine. Or not rant, just like a love fest on him. Pause.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Never mind. But X-Men 97 was just really like something I just needed to see. Like when I first heard it announced and when I first saw the trailer, I was just like Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I was a little weirded out for a second because I was like, I don't know if the animation's going to hit. Well, it did, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I think it just hits more because I'm part of the TV generation. I watched a whole bunch of random TV shows when I was growing up. And one of the TV shows I would watch and not fully watch but thought was cool was the X-Men 90 show.
Love it.
And
so good.
I just loved the storyline. I loved how real it got. And I loved, like, even though the fights weren't the craziest, like, you would hear the occasional oof and then them flying for no reason, even though they have crazy strength. Everybody was falling. But it was such a good show. And then when I finally finished it and I'm all caught up and I'm watching X-Men 97, I don't know why, but this hit so much harder than the old 90s show. I thought it was definitely better than the old 90s show, too. Obviously, because better animation, better everything. But it was just so good. Love the story and love the animation. Love the second episode. Oh, my gosh, that was crazy.
Which one was the second episode?
The second episode was the one where they were
with Magneto. Oh, it's the one when spoilers for X-Men 97. It's the episode when Storm gets hit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then coincidence, I love the episode where Storm, another spoiler, gets her powers back.
Yeah.
That was an insane scene, but I just loved everything they're setting up for season 2. And I also love that they kept it to the 90s version. They kept it with things from the 90s. They didn't just do a time jump going like, oh, 2020, 24. This is what's going on with the X-Men today. They weren't doing a whole X-Men
they just
evolution
continued
thing.
the show.
They continued the show, and
Yeah.
I love that.
We hate you, Bayo DeMeo. I don't care what your name is.
Yeah.
You suck. You're a loser. I'm sorry. I can't. Like, you're disgusting.
That made me super sad.
I'm incredibly glad you got fired because you deserve it. But
Can you describe what happened?
I don't remember specifics, but from what I understand, that man was sending nudes. He was basically sexually assaulting a lot of people on his work staff by sending them nudes, like,
For inspiration
without
or
any
something?
sort of, yeah, for like, here, take inspiration by my superhero poses while I'm butt naked.
Yeah.
And sending, like, without any sort of consent to his coworkers.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Look, man, I saw on your OnlyFans you posted the truth. I'm not going to pay to find out what your truth is, but you're disgusting, and I'm happy you got fired. With that being said, I'm so upset the What If people are working on, or like the showrunner for What If is working on X-Men 97, because now I'm actively worried about what the future of that show holds, because I hate What If. I don't like it
I
at all.
don't hate it.
Did you watch the third season? Because I didn't bother.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I haven't seen the rest of it yet, but
I got spoiled.
don't know. I don't hate it. I just don't think it's that good, if that makes any sense.
The show makes me angry.
I think there are cool concepts that they introduce into it.
Oh, 100%.
Like Kaori. I like Kaori. I thought the story for it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, it's just a lot of action figure-y things. I feel like, you know how kids, when they play with action figures, and then, you know, they create different sequences and stories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what's going on, and I understand that's what you kind of need to do with the multiverse, whatever. But with this, it's kind of like, as fun as these ideas are, it's just, it's very wacky. It's very weird. It's very
dumb, I think.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of, like the first episode, I've never been so bored in my life.
Can I be honest? A lot of the episodes feel very uninspired.
Or the season 3, episode 1. That's what I mean.
A lot of the episodes feel very uninspired.
Yeah.
I don't vibe with it, bro. And like, before I get into my number 2, I want to rant about What If for a second, because I think the problem with that show lies in the fact that your 2 best episodes are episodes that like were active, like actual moments in the MCU that you're now switching. Yeah. The Doctor Strange What If He Lost His Heart episode is great episode of TV.
Yeah.
That's the one everyone should watch. And then What If Ultron won? Mm-hmm. The 2 episodes of that show that are the best episodes of that show, everything else feels so much like the Captain Carter thing, like the first episode, I feel like is a good like introduction. Like, here's what the show's gonna be. Sucks that's what the show ended up being the whole time. I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying this. It's a Captain Carter glaze fest. Let's just make her the most powerful being on planet Earth instead of actually telling really interesting and creative like what if scenarios.
Yeah.
How about instead we say, what happens if Darcy from Thor and Howard the Duck have sex? What happens there? They make a god. That's what happens.
Was that like episode 3
of the new season? Yes.
Yeah.
It was one of the
that
episodes.
Come up. I was like, what is going on? Because like you said, they're just a lot of weird scenarios. And I understand you're trying to tell stories across the timeline, but it's just, I don't feel like you're choosing the right ones.
You're not choosing anywhere close to the right ones.
Yeah.
Nowhere close to the right ones. Like, the first season is good. I like the first season.
Yeah, I like the first season.
The second season, like, for me, the problem with these shows is a lot of it is I'm reading the titles to see, like, oh, like, this is interesting. Third season, why do I care if Agatha went to Hollywood?
Yeah.
What is that? Like, second
weird
season,
one.
why do I'm trying to think of an episode in the second season. I can't even right now. But just, like, a lot of the concepts just don't seem inspired. They're all just really weird and lame. I also never really cared for the animation art style. I don't really care for it. That's okay, like a me thing. I just don't like it. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not like no beef to anyone that likes it. I just don't really care for it. But yeah, I don't like that show.
Yeah,
and
as a whole, I'd give
watch it, finish it. The final fight is pretty cool, but like, who cares? It wasn't built up well at all, so who cares?
Yeah.
Number 2 on my list, which I think might be your number 1. Mm. I think ours are flipped. So my number 2 is Invincible season 2.
Uh-huh.
Is Invincible season 2 on your list?
No. Now.
Oh, now I'm so interested what your number 1 is.
So
oh my gosh.
Before we get into that, all right, Invincible season 2. I liked it.
Yes.
I did. I like these other things more than that. And a lot of these shows that I mentioned, I just really loved them. With Invincible season 2, I liked it, but also it was set up for me.
Yes.
Like, I knew what was going on because I read the comic book.
We won't spoil the comic, by the way, at all.
I'm not saying anything.
But we are spoiling season 2 because I am going to talk about it.
1000%. I just, to me, I didn't feel like I wanted to put it on here because it was set up, and I feel like there was some stuff missing compared to season 1 because I love season 1. Mm-hmm. Season 1, the way they did everything, and it was so good. But yeah, I do still love it. I just didn't have it on my list.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. Honestly, I respect you so much for that because I'm going to be honest. This is 100% personal bias. Well, this whole list is biased, but oh my gosh. Yeah. Invincible's my favorite superhero. I'm going to say that right now. He's my favorite superhero ever. Season 2 is set up. It's a lot of setup for what's to come without saying anything. But season 2 just... I think it got so much into some of the side characters that I think was some of my favorite from reading in the comic. And I think the show does it so much justice. Mm-hmm. The fights with the Lizard League with Rexplode and all that
was insane.
So much. It's done so well. Mm-hmm. Mark versus Anissa, that setup there is so good. Where like you're hearing on this dialogue about, hey, she is way more powerful than you. You have no chance. And there's the scene where he's like, hey, just say you quit. Just say you quit. And he's like, no. It hits, dude, every single time. The final episode 2, oh my gosh. Talk about doing multiverse, but like doing it well. Yep. Where it's not just cameo fest. It's like, it was a little cameo. There's like, they have the Batman reference, they have the Spider-Man reference, but it's all funny. Yeah. Like, it's never like, here's what it is. They do it really well. And the final scene when when Mark, like, he crosses the line and he kills someone is something that I think so many shows don't do well.
Yep.
Man of Steel in particular doesn't do it well.
I'm
gonna hate. That was a choice. He lost control and he murdered someone. I can't wait to watch how they deal with it, but that scene is so good. And it's very similar, maybe not in scale and in like in story moment to Mark versus his dad, Omni-Man, but I think when he like finishes and he's like having that monologue with himself, like what he did is like just as good as the dialogue with him and him and Omni-Man. It's so good because it's literally like he's dealing with what he just did. He's going through every single stage of grief, and it's so good. And talking about the early season 2 of just watching him deal with his dad and everything that happened, it's just a perfect epilogue and setup, which is so interesting. And then get to him meeting Omni-Man again, seeing his dad and him dealing with that and getting his brother. It's so good. Like this show just, again, I've said it a lot this episode. Characters are so important to me. I think this show understands characters unlike any other show.
Oh yeah.
Especially for a superhero show, which I feel like a lot of superhero shows get too caught up in what's going on in like the big story. They lose kind of the plot with their characters. Yeah. This show gets it, right? So far, it gets it. It understands what it's doing. It understands how to balance characters and villains and main story stuff so well while it's drip feeding you this Viltrumite stuff. Yeah. It's also like giving you like characters we love. Rex was a character we hated in season 1. Then now we're like, wait, this dude is so dope, and he's changing it. We understand him more, you know?
But that's why, like, when I was first reading this comic book before I watched the show, I got into it. And I got into it the same way you guys got into the TV show, because at first when I'm reading it, I didn't know what the heck was going to happen. I just thought it was going to be a nice little superhero story about this guy who's like Superman, but he isn't. And I'm just reading it, and then next thing you know, that scene comes up with Omni-Man killing everybody. And you're just like, whoa, this is gore? What's going on? And then, like, the fact they did in episode 1, I just love how they keep it super comic accurate. Like, season 1 fully, like, without a doubt comic accurate. Season 2, it's doing the setup exactly the way, like it's supposed to set up season 3. But this show, the way they, like you said, exactly the way they talk about characters, it's exactly what they do in the comic books. It's a commentary on what it would be like if you actually thought about being a superhero. If you actually thought about the realism to it. Like, season 3, you guys might hate it. There's going to be some people in a good way.
But we don't know what's going to happen in season 3. We have no clue. Zero clue.
I know what's going to happen.
No, we have zero clue.
Oh, I know.
We don't even know.
From that trailer, we know what's going to happen, bro. If you read the comic book, you know what's going to happen. But I just love how they keep it fantastical and real at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's just a testament to what I think the show is it's fantastical, but also so real because it really like it gets into the characters. It's really like focused. It tells a grounded story, and I love that. Yeah. So yeah, just an absolute Invincible glaze fest. I have no complaints besides the animation. I think that's like my only argument is there's a part they tried to make a reference to the comics where it's like a bunch of like panels of them getting hit when they're fighting the Viltrumites on the
planet with the aliens.
Yeah.
Die really quickly,
not the Flaxons, but it's similar to their name. Yeah. But yes, the blue people, the bug people. Yeah, they like do a reference to that. I don't like that because I think it's like your job. It's your job as like an animation team to expand on like that. Like you're like they're doing that for comics because of it's hard. It's really hard. It's hard for animation too, but like I think it's you're telling a different form. It's a different medium, so you should be able to adapt on that. Similar to like what they do with Jujutsu Kaisen. They didn't. It sucks, but I love Invincible so much, and I think it deserves a number 2 spot. Let me hear your number 1.
Got you. Number 1. This may shock you, and I'm actually shook. I actually respect that you had you thought Invincible season 2 was gonna be on there, but my number 1 is the Wild Robot.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, I didn't even think about that. I forgot. I thought maybe you didn't have it on your list.
So at first, when I was going through it, this is why I said I want to talk about it later, because this movie just meant more to me than I thought it was. That's what I loved about it, because I went into this theater, like, I was like, okay, you guys want to go see a movie? Like, just on a random Friday, like, we were having a good day, volleyball team won, and we're like, yo, let's just go see a movie. Let's go chill out. Let's go enjoy the night. and we're just like, let's go see The Wild Robot. And I'm thinking this is going to be like just a kid movie. It's going to be a little fun. The animation's going to be good, but it's going to be fun. This movie hit me like a damn truck, like with emotion, with what it means to be a parent, what it means to like love your parent too. It hit me so hard, and I didn't expect it. And the more I'm going into this movie, because at first when she's taking care of this little duck, I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty good, because the way you hear about her talking about taking care and even asking how to be a mother to a fox that doesn't know what they can do. The fox is just trying to eat it. Mm-hmm. It's just like, wow, okay. And I'm thinking it was gonna end at some points, not in a bad way. I thought it was gonna end, but then it kept on getting better, and it kept on getting better and better and better. And I was just like, wow, like this is getting big. Even the music to it helped it. Like it just made me like feel so many different things. Like at the point where at the end of the movie, I get out the theater, I'm calling my mom, telling her I love you. Just want to let you know I love you.
It's one of those,
like everything you did, because I don't usually do that. So a movie making me want to do that, or not obviously I love my mom, but just like doing that after a movie just hit me more than I expected, man. I just love the story. I love the way, like, I don't know. It's hard to. I loved everything about it, bro.
It's a great movie.
It was just such a good movie, and it was my favorite movie of the year, man. It was my favorite movie of the year. Obviously, there's some stuff I still need to see, like Anora and everything else, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard to beat The Wild Robot. I just think this story hit home, and it's something that everybody needs to see, like with their family, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, anybody. It was such a good movie.
Watch Wild Robot. My number one, X-Men 97.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me go close there a little bit.
No, it was. And I didn't want to talk too much while you were going because I have it number one.
At first I thought you were hating.
No.
Put it number two. What is wrong with this man?
So I watched the X-Men the Animated Series first time last year, technically 2024. Mm-hmm. I binged it before X-Men 97, like binged it really hard so that I can watch X-Men 97. X-Men 97, people were telling me it's the best show. People were telling me it's insane. How do you surpass that expectation? It did surpass that expectation. This show is one of the best shows I've ever seen.
This
and that's
is
what I'm
awesome
saying.
to hear.
Dude, and this is why I'm so upset about the What If people working on it, because I don't think it's going to be as good. But let's talk about season 1.
Yeah.
The way this show handles its deeper themes, racism, like it's just, oh my gosh, the scene with Magneto, like you talked about earlier in episode 2 when he's in the like councilman room and he's talking to these people and he raises it up to the sky. He's like, this is the power that we have. Man. This is what we can do. Hits, dude. But then you see him do these big moments, these big set piece things, and you take him to the smaller moments when they're on Genosha and the big Sentinel show up, Super Sentinel, and he's just holding a group of mutants and he's like, Rogue, stop. And he just like, this show understands the highs. It understands like the smallest of small moments. Oh, yeah. And it didn't tell a story that was 20 years into the future. It told a story that was literally right after Professor X goes away. Later. Yeah, it was like literally right after it. And it's so good. They made Cyclops dope. They did dude, they don't do they never make Cyclops cool. And they I don't think it's the first episode that I'm thinking of the scene, but when he's in the sky and he that's the first episode. To me, my ex, it's like so stupid, but it's so good. It's so sick. And then everything with they touch on, they don't get as much into it as I would have liked, but with Wolverine and Jean, they touch on that a little bit, and they're
episode 4 or 5.
I don't remember, but like they get into their problems. But my favorite character, Gambit. Let's talk about Gambit. Gambit and Rogue are my two favorite characters in the X-Men animated series, and they both get done so well. So their relationship is put front and center, especially in their final moments. When Gambit goes up and he's running at the dude and and he gets stabbed and you're like, no, but he knew exactly what he was doing and he's gone. And Rogue says like, I can't feel you, bro.
That hurt.
Like she was finally able to like actually touch him without like hurting him, but he's dead. Bro, it's like, it's unlike anything. When the camera went black and she still talks, a mess. I was a mess. You don't understand how much.
Messed me up, bro.
X-Men 97 is one of the best seasons of television I've ever seen, and I think it's something everyone should watch. I would say watch the animated show because it's really good. But if you don't want to watch, I think 4 seasons of that show, just watch X-Men 97, and even if you're not like with those characters from the beginning, you still feel for them.
Well, honestly, even with that, just watch the first 3 seasons of X-Men and then just watch the last episode in season 4 of X-Men.
No, season 4 of X-Men 97, the X-Men animated series is pretty good though. It's pretty good. I liked it.
I feel like if you just want to get to the story.
Yeah, you're right. I guess really, yeah. You're right, yeah.
I'm just thinking speeding through.
But yeah, dude, I'm so excited. I was really excited for the future of X-Men 97. Now I'm more worried, but I can only ask that you make season 2 somewhere near as good as this first season. Because maybe it won't be as good as the first season, but just continue it, make it good. The setup is good too.
Yeah,
we're getting an older Apocalypse. And I'm so curious what you're going to do with that. You like took everything from the animated show and just shoved it into one season of 97.
Yep.
And it was all great.
Yeah.
Like you did Magneto, Mr. Sinister. You did everyone. And it's like just as good. It's so good. You did Captain America.
Oh yeah, I was shook.
I like how you did Captain America. How did what the heck?
That's another thing I love. They showed how powerful Rogue is.
Yes.
Like much more powerful. The fact that Captain America over here just because I kept telling people, and I know this may be a hot thing to say. The X-Men are more powerful than the Avengers. They are. I'm wholeheartedly believing that. Because the way Captain America looked at Rogue, and then Rogue literally was just like, get out of my way, bro. Like he's just a little plaything. And then she just wrote out. I kept telling people, she can absorb anybody's power. She has Captain Marvel's power.
Yeah.
She has that. That's one of the powers she has. She is like all of these guys. The fact that she can do it on her own. She could solo the Avengers just like that. Maybe Thor could put up a fight. Maybe. But I just love how they showcased how powerful they are and how like more dangerous like they can be if they were to go evil. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not really scared of the Avengers. I'm way more scared of the X-Men. I'm more scared of mutants because they have powers.
Whoa, it's kind of
not like that. No,
kind of racist of you. My bad. Oh my gosh.
Like compared to like if I'm
I know what you're saying. Power scaling wise, yeah.
Power scaling. My bad.
Yeah,
those my homies, man.
Watch X-Men 97. Watch Wild Robot. This is a film podcast. We talked about our top projects of 2024.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. More to come. Phil, hit us with the outro.
Hey, I'm your man, Film. It's my man, Isaiah. We out. And make sure to watch these movies.
Yes, sir.